So, Robbie, I saw last night that somebody was trying to claim that the halftime show last night was just a millennial festival of nostalgia. Like, no, outrageous. That's Gen X all the way.
Gen X and Millennial.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Older millennials.
So
welcome on, because it did actually span it spanned more than a decade of music.
I said earlier in the show I had not watched it yet, so now I have watched it. We just took 15 minutes for me to watch it, and it was great.
Best halftime show ever.
Fantastic, yes. But right, pandering exactly to you and me, our demographic. Yes. I saw a lot of people saying, like, oh, it's so great they finally stopped pandering to old people for the Super Bowl halftime.
No, they're still pandering to old people
now. Yeah. We're the old people. No, I love Mary J. Blige. I love Eminem. I'm from Detroit. I understand this was a little bit of a Detroit a Super Bowl by
proxy,
by 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever. Matt Stafford being the quarterback of the Rams and formerly of the Lions. If I got that all correct. Again, I've admitted on the show many times to not being a sports person whatsoever, so nobody call me out if I get it wrong. But
it's kind of wild, and I'm for it, how we have collectively agreed as a society that we're not going to cancel Dre or Snoop. Snoop for involvement in a murder.
Allegedly. Let's get that allegedly in there.
Okay, a killing. He was involved in a killing. His bodyguard killed somebody.
Right.
He was charged and he was, I guess, acquitted.
Right.
Dre and the misogyny, like the extraordinary misogyny.
Right.
Like they had to scrub a lot of those songs pretty fantastically in order and cherry pick parts that are acceptable to an audience at 8 o'clock. Right. Well, not acceptable to Charlie Kirk. We can get to that in a second. Because when you go back and listen to, the original versions of those songs from the early '90s through the '90s and up through to today, the misogyny is just absolutely out of control, but uncancelable, and everybody's cool with that.
Until they say something about COVID.
Unless they defend Rogan.
They could defend Joe Rogan and be like, out the door.
Worse than 1-6.
Got Rogan in, yes. All right, who else can we make fun of? Charlie Kirk. Let's make fun of him. Let's put
that one up.
The tweet on there. Oh, no, bro, no. It was not even a particularly, if like what you're very angry about is how much promiscuity there is on TV. It was a pretty G-rated by comparison.
This is an Elvis Presley complaint. Like people were freaked out about the way that Elvis Presley was moving his hips in the 50s on stage.
Yeah.
And they said that makes their mind go to dirty places. And so he should keep his hips still. And so there were a lot of hips moving, and Charlie Kirk's mind must have gone to a place that caused him to ask people to calm things down so he could calm things down. Yeah. So I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah, but there was dissent because I saw that Candace Owens, another person on the right who's been associated with Charlie Kirk in the past, was part of Turning Point with him. She said she loved the halftime show. So.
She has sense. It was a good show.
It was a good show. It was made for people like us. It was, and look, to not make fun of Charlie Kirk entirely. It is true that like what would have been considered risque in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like Madonna was considered like very provocative and very too over the top sexy. That compared to what is now just regular that like all teens consume is nothing to how like over the top revealing clothing and that kind of stuff. So it has now, but this show was not an example of that because it was very sanitized. So.
And Kendrick Lamar, did you notice he worked in "We Gonna Be All Right," which was the early kind of Black Lives Matter anthem.
Oh, I missed that.
And then Eminem, did the kneel. Apparently, he was told not to kneel, which is weird. Don't tell you tell somebody not to kneel. Then they're gonna kneel. If you tell them, they should have told him you must kneel. Like I don't kneel for anybody. That's the only way they were going to.
Maybe they told him not to kneel, knowing that if they tell him to kneel, he will kneel, and then it gets to be a moment. But they don't want the moment, you think, because they don't want the blowback, or maybe they do want the moment because they want people talking about it.
I don't know.
It's
a very, very good question. Who knows? My favorite part was when Dre sat down and started playing piano.
Yeah.
Dre on the keys, like it's great to integrate all of that, and it's fun to see him, on the mixer.
I liked seeing 50 Cent and
upside down 50 Cent.
Upside down 50
I thought The thought we might get a hologram, a Tupac hologram, or maybe a Biggie hologram, but maybe that's coming.
One day, right? Well, we'll be able to recreate them, right, from old music appearances to have. Didn't they do that at some award show? They did a performance of someone. What am I?
I'm forgetting that one too, but yes, it's been done.
It can be done.
But yes, I wouldn't.
No one's gone forever.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow on Rising, Jennifer Holdsworth-Karp and Rachel Bovard are here with us for the panel. Cover the big news of the day.
Plus, the executive director of Consumers Research, Will Hild, answers some pressing questions about the market. You won't want to miss that.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can tune into all of our new stuff. See you soon.
Bye-bye.